Well, Sundays are always special, but today even more so because we will have a forever first. This is the Sangsangin Hangyang TV Open, the final round on Sunday from the Lakewood Country Club. And it is a 5-player battle with maybe time for a few more surprises for the big money payout. A healthy split of a 1.2 billion won purse, but as mentioned, the honor and prestige of being the first to claim the title in this brand new event. Welcome along, everybody. So glad you could join us on this Sunday afternoon on the LPGA Tour of Korea. We have a few star rookies in the mix. We have some heavy hitters that are no strangers to victories, and we have potentially a remarkable story bubbling, with Amy Jung looking to return to the winner's circle for the first time in some time, but she is going to have to be at her very best today, and it has been a struggle through the first 7 holes. ENG, she is tied for 4th as she tees off on her final hole of the front 9 at 9 under, 3 under for the day. Sends that drive nicely into the fairway, and what a day we have. 16 degrees, it is the warmest it has been all tournament long. And from warm, it's not too much of a jump to go to hot, which is what Isumi is in the way she has been playing. 3 under, 69, 69, 69. That is as steady as it gets. She is our leader as currently she is 3 under again today. 12 under par, 2 strokes she has over Kim Min-sun and Amy Jung. So as she strides through the fairway, we pan across this gorgeous facility here in Yeongju. We are also in the final 4 rounds, or final 4 events, rather, of the season in the race for the Wii Mixed Championship. 500 million won will split between the top 60 and some NFTs for the top 4. EA1, who is currently tied for 4th in this competition, she is leading this event, or this race. And then the top 24 from the Wii Mix points standings will square off in one event to wrap up the season for good. Speaking of VA1, that's her par on 9. She is out with a 33. Kim Min-sun just a little bit to the outside right of the hole. Hitting it about the middle of the green. Obviously a tricky pin placement today. Chiensol and all of those on 9 having to go all the way to the back. She is 1 under in a tie for 6th position. And here is our leader. Really tight line she had to run towards the fringe. It's a little bit under hit In her front nine thus far, birdies at 2, 4, and 6. Sangsangin, 2 under on hole number 9. She's able to go a little bit deeper. Now trying to save a par to stay tied for second with Imi Jung. Just pushes that wide. A heartbreaking bogey, her first of the day. She started the round with a birdie at 1, followed that up at 4. But just before the 9th, she drops to 3rd position. After a good tee shot, it's a 7-iron for Genie on her approach. She plays a tight line, stops on the fringe, just avoids the worst of it in the sand. Yusomi for a par to keep the lead at 2, but she is going to bogey as well. That was maybe 3 meters, and she just misread it. So now for Imi Jung, she holes out here. She's back within 1. Listen to that roar. 8 down, 10 to go. She relinquished the lead by virtue of her even par score. Pars through each of the first 8. Now we go to 10 with Kim Min Biol. Just 1 under today as she begins her back 9. Currently tied for 9th position with Kim Mei-rim and Park Young-kyung, who is off to a really nice round. She looks poised for another top 10 finish. This week we've been treated to a couple of new toys with this fantastic live drone shot and the handheld camera in the fairway. More cinematic, excuse me. Vantage point, and just straight on cue, here it is as our leaders arrive on hole 9.
저기 좀 나와주세요. 저희 플레이하겠습니다. 우산 쓰신 분 나와주세요. 안쪽으로 들어와 주세요. 자, 플레이하겠습니다. 이동 좀 멈출게요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Back with Imjini. If she can hole out, a marvelous birdie. So far hasn't put a foot wrong. I think she'll be more than satisfied to get through the opening 9 at even, knowing how well she has played the back 9 this week.
카메라 소리 안 나게 부탁드릴게요. 앞에 이동 멈춰주세요. 플레이하겠습니다.
Kim Sun 7. Absolutely proving she belongs. Despite flying under the radar with the excellent seasons of Han Yu-min, Kim Min-byul, and Bang Shin-shil. Only 2 top 10s for her this season. Once a runner-up, that was back at the Tucson ENC Weave Championship in August. Jihan Seoul. She had a few very dramatic, very exciting birdie putts to end the round yesterday. Just hasn't been able to find many with the consistency to push towards that podium spot, but she's very much in it, only 3 strokes back. Well, with the 33, birdies 1, 4, and 5 for Imjini.
자리 좀 나와주실래요? 앞에 나와주세요.
$170 for Isomi. We've seen a couple of groups play through already, but a reminder that it is over the tree, over the sand on the right side, just 9 yards from the back of the green. Need a little bit extra length. Well, the length was there, but she was on the wrong side of the green.
뒤에 움직이지만 말아주세요.
No trouble with this approach finding the green, though it's still quite some distance off of it. And now EA1 nicely up. You could hear the sound before you could see where the ball landed. That's trouble. She's approached so well this week that I don't think any of us would have been worried about her getting over the tree. Her two over. There's the backspin to keep it close. She'll have to have that to keep herself par perfect.
뒤에 이동 좀 다 멈춰주세요.
Hole 9 claiming a few more victims.
이동 멈추세요.
Let's see how Isomi fares. Initial reaction is very positive. They're about 6 feet. This season she hasn't fared particularly well from the sand. She's only 45% in her sand saves, but looks good to start at least. EA1 could have gone to 10 under through 10.
핸드폰 무음으로 해주세요. 네, 하겠습니다. 전화하지 말아주세요.
She's waiting for silence in the gallery.
플레이하겠습니다.
Frustrating now that she's had to step out twice. Now she's able to step up and try. Bigger miss to the inside and a miscalculation on the speed. After this adventure with the approach to save par, just about. But it is going to be her first slip up, so she goes out with a 37. And now we turn our attention to Isomi. Jian-Sol 123, and she does not like it one bit. She can't stay on the green. Hence the immediate dismay. And when the top players are in a group together, it can be extra pressure, but it can also be a big boost if you can use it properly. Isomi will know exactly where she is, especially right now when her closest challenger to the win just bogeyed. Downhill, a little tap to get it started. She's right on the money. It's a 34 through 9 holes. And we'll begin the back 9, 2 strokes clear. That will increase, that will shrink, and it will be a roller coaster, but she knows she has half a round to finally return to the winner's circle. A nervy 5-footer for Kim Sun 7. And she is just not reading the greens well. She is definitely in her head. And as a golfer, that is a dangerous place to be. 36 and even. She had a few of those yesterday, didn't she? Putter goes cold for Kim Min-byul. How? It's a very good question. So, with the back nines, or the front nines done, excuse me, the back nines, all that remains. Isomi, 2 strokes clear. Imi Jung, Im Gini, EA1, all sharing P2 at 9 under. Sunga and Chien Sol, Kim Min Sun 7 at 8 under, each on hole 10. We'll take a quick break and come back with at least 2 hours more of this Sangsangin Hangyang TV Open from Lakewood, where the exciting Saturday will continue to write itself on the LPGA Tour of Korea. Jian Sol a bit disappointed on the green. EA1 not at all, with a really good approach shot. Now Sangsangin to move within two herself. What a putt! Started the round with a bogey, but 4 birdies since, and only 2 back now. An increasingly large gallery. The featured group on Sunday is always the place to be. We're going to be treated to some kind of race between Isumi and Imi Jung, but a litany of others just ahead of them on the course as well. Tee shot that hugs the border with the rough on the left side, avoids the 3 bunkers. That's always a positive. Imi Jung is next. This looks quite a bit more to the right. In fact, it's so right that it's off the fairway. Next, Kim Min-sun 7, also off the fairway. Her miss is to the left, though it is short of the sand. Stunning Dale design course. 41 years old now, opening in 1972. Fantastic facility, especially this time of year. What great shape this course is in for being relatively to the north in this fantastic country. And today being October 22nd. The trees are a photo, painting, and these athletes, especially with this being a brand new tournament, have something quite special, this opportunity in front of them. Of course, it's close to the end, but far from the end. We already showed you earlier the Wii Mix Championship with 24 players in the standings by the end of the season will compete after the official events are concluded. We'll head to Pinks next for the SK Network Seoul Economics Ladies Classic, the S-Oil Championship at Elysian Jeju, and then the SK Shield S SK Telecom Championship at La Vie Belle, November the 12th, the final day of the season officially. One finishes another, and keeps herself within grasp. First up here at 10. Not quite pin high, but a shot with which there can't be too many complaints.
뒤에 이동 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
Next to play from behind the bunker at 133, Kim Min-sun 7. Takes a full iron, rolls up, and will slip back down. To the fringe she goes. Boat pin high, right to left putt. And it would be that type of putt that could kickstart the energy and belief again. She's lacking a bit of confidence with that club. And Isumi showing that she is certainly the player who is going out and grabbing this competition and imposing herself upon it. She taps that in, barring some kind of big magic for Ye-Won Sung-geun, Im Jin-iri Mi-jung in the next little while. She will be comfortably ahead. She loves a win in October. Last year she did it the following event, which we will head back to. She could, in theory, go into next week as the current champion on tour, the defending champion of the event, and someone who also won the S-Oil Championship. Something about the autumn where she comes to life. Sheehan Seoul, it's a little short, it's a little right. on the par 3. Just drops that on past the fringe. Not quite as close to the pin as she would be hoping for. It's only 87 meters for Ingini. Goes for a bit more club. Able to work that into a birdieable position. Well, it's not tournament over by any stretch if she doesn't make this putt, but trying to keep pace with Lee So-mi would go a long way. It's a narrow miss between the hole and Lee So-mi's ball marker. So that is now 9 pars and a bogey on the day. She is about to be behind by 3.
길 멈춰주세요.
She has to start this uphill. The break at the very end is going to be tricky to navigate. Even with a little bit more, it looked like it was starting to move away. So 2 pars, and now Lee So-mi's chance to see 12 under. Score she's already been to today, and took a step back with a head-scratching bogey. Before that putt, we're just about to see a birdie a little further ahead. Hands to head in disbelief from Chihan Sol, who is always one of the most animated and biggest personalities on tour. You never have to guess what she's feeling. Her face lets you know. Well, she makes it official. Back she goes. 12 under, 3 clear, 8 to play. Now Sangsangin for 10 under. Soars away on the downhill putt. EA1, just about. And now Genie, yes. So we'll wrap that around and head to 10 under. Still bogey free through 11 with 4 birdies, and she is P2 on the leaderboard now. We're at the extreme northwest of the facility. You can tell one of the reasons is we are very much up in the trees. And with that said, misses to the right are almost a guaranteed penalty. Wide landing zone, an uphill tee shot. And the strategy generally, keep the driver in the bag, play a wood, accuracy over power here. That rolls towards the bunker, but based on experience this week, should be comfortably short. Jung not going to hit that advice. She's confident in the driver. She should be. She's swung it really well this week. Birdied here round 1. Pars in both the second and third rounds. And she actually goes into that sand trap. Follows up the birdie at 10 with a disappointing bogey at 11. Leaves Kim Min Sun also going for the wood. Everyone headed off to the right, but she looks to have been joining Isomi in safety. As they make their way down, we'll get a better understanding very shortly. Isomi back up to 12 under, 3 under for the day through 10 holes. Seem Genie at her 4 under is just 2 back and only 1 hole further forward. 1.2 billion won to split up this week. Isomi and Genie are going to be getting a good chunk of it if they keep up this great play. This is Imjini fresh off of her birdie. She's not sure where this is going to go. Misaligned left and maybe the wrong club upon further reflection. Kim Sun, she did avoid sand. She plays her second. Next to 12, it's a little bit closer. Ginny would happily trade for Chihen Sol's tee shot. And Sangsangin starts to curl back, runs out of the requisite power. And Imi Jung recovering from the sand to the back of the green. It starts on its path as well. And that is inch perfect. Imjini back-to-back birdies, and even Chihen So with an ear-to-ear grin and a nod as she moves within one. When she won back on Cheju, it was putts like that that really did it. And that was just teetering on the edge. We can say it's fortunate that it didn't get stuck in that tall grass, because that would have been an unenviable recovery shot. Certainly not where EA1 wanted to be. Back to 11, Kim Min Sun 7 for 9 under. Up the hill it goes, but again, her pacing and her line both faltering slightly in this decisive final round. Now Chien Sol, she saw Imjini's magic. She tried to find a bit of her own, but it scurries past, and she will have to prepare for a par. She'll head to 12, still at 8 under. And EA1 from the sand to just a few feet away. Next approach is a little deep. It's tee shot, excuse me. So she is human. We were starting to forget with how dialed in she's been. Much better off the tee for Amy Jung. This is perfectly on line, and Hamlin in the hole from off the green. Certainly one worth celebrating. Jens Serene, an eagle on 15, closing in on a top 10 finish. That was worthy of an exuberant celebration. Well, certainly saving the best tee shot for last. Yeah, one. It was a good approach. Putt left a little lacking. 2-putt par. Trip to the bunker threw a wrench in the plans for this hole. Keeps herself within 3. And Jeannie, on the other hand, just the 1 stroke back. She is 5 under for the day, still with 5 holes to go. When the round had concluded yesterday, she was 4 back of Amy Jung, tied for 5th. She is just on absolute flames right now. Kim Min Bial, this is gonna go. Flair for the dramatics at many times. It's her 4th birdie of the day. She goes to a tie for 5th.
보는 건 괜찮아. 끝에까지 조금씩 있긴 해.
Well, here goes Isomi. That's going to go left and not come back. Remarkable amount of right to left break on that putt. Is anybody going to be able to keep pace with Imjini? Certainly she's not letting Isomi run away with this.
원래 가까이서 찍는 거예요?
Gabin with her first birdie since hole number 8. She 2, T5 at 8 under. Just breezing past the outside edge. No luck for Amy Jung either.
이동 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
Par for her as well. Nothing to alter the scores as we head to hole 13. First par 3 of the back 9 in the books. And that next hole brings us back towards the south end of the course, 334 meters is this par 4. Dogleg with a sharp bend to the right, that one tree at the left side of the fairway. Bunkers dotting the perimeter of the green with two large ones to the left of the fairway just as it narrows and bends. There is the final tree in play before the green with the pin placement in this fourth and final round. Straight up the middle from where you enter and 5 yards from its left side. Certainly brings that back bunker into the realm of possibility for miss-it tee shots.
먼저 플레이하겠습니다.
Amy Jung with a nice rip down to the left side of the fairway. Continues to swing the driver mostly well, the exception being, of course, that shot to the sand a few holes ago.
카메라 소리 안 나게 부탁드릴게요.
Isumi is next. Never tries to do too much with that club. One of the reasons it's as frequently precise as it is. Well, the run had to end at some point for ENG. And everyone is away. Well, tight at the top, one stroke separating Isumi and ENG with only 6 to play. Well, welcome back. This is Amy Jung at 13. A pitching wedge from 110 meters back from the pin. And gets that about pin high. That is a very makeable putt. She's going to need to find a few in this next stretch if she wants to keep that hope of a win alive. Now EA1 to C10 under. Oh, as close as you can get without finding the bottom of the cup. And Jegabin on 15. Karam's a bit to the right, but carrying a ton of speed. Had to settle for a par at the last and heads right back to work. A nice drive down the middle. Finally ready to try. I was expecting way more break, but it stays true and left. Look out down the cart path. As that ricochets off the fairway and ricochets off the green, excuse me, coming in with a lot of pace from the fairway. Bit of a head scratcher for Sangsangin. Approach where they really went for it. Well, this one is able to stay just off the green. Sheehan Sol giving it a go. closest to, and it's not particularly a big battle. Struck so well with the hybrid ENG. Absolutely laser focused, and most importantly, staying loose and enjoying the round. Jung stays in the mechanics a little longer. Short change from off the green. It was the risk run with putter in hand. Recovers to save her par.
소리 좀요.
Par 3, so me as well. That's a dribbler. Nowhere near the speed it needed. And over to 15, where Che Gabin is looking to save a par. Just 3 to go. She remains 4 back. Needs some birdies and some help. But with every passing swing, the top 3 are starting to feel more and more insulated. Kim Min-sun 7, down 2 strokes for her round at even. Only she and Imi Jung in the top 17 have struggled to really push. She was always going to come into this tournament in some good form, especially after how she finished the Stableford in second, going back to the penultimate week of September, 2 top 5s. So she is getting increasingly close to her first win of the season. Group down, headed to the fairway. And around the green is where we find Jihan So, lifts it up. She is one of the best with her short game play. This is going to be a nice gainer on hole 17. Kim Soo-ji, that is her 4th birdie. She is knocking on the door of the top 10 up to 6 under par. And Sangsangin to stay at 8 under, but that approach that went to the wrong side of the cart path does end up costing her a stroke. The next shot, looking towards the green, finds the sand trap. EA1 has just been trying to survive as much as anything this week. She hasn't played poor golf. She would be on for her 2nd best score, and she's on the podium, but she's lacking that bite that has helped her so much the last month. And Ginny deciding that's a bit more than a tap in, and will need to properly set it up. Che Gabin on the final par 3 of the tournament. She needed to stay a little bit more left to avoid that little crater on the right side of the green, but can't climb it. Sol able to find a par, just the 1 birdie on the day still. Jeannie keeps herself within 1. EA1 to avoid a bogue. Needs to play this close, but by virtue of being in the sand, she lost the spin and is unable to get back onto the green. So meet 5-iron on 14. A little extra club to try and reach, and almost an identical approach to Kim Min Sun 7. Iron as well for Amy Jung. She went right at the pin and just about benefited greatly from striking it. Really tough pin placement, as it should be for a championship Sunday. Right off the front, it's a question of, do you really want to go with the 6 and take your chance with the rough? Looks like trouble for Jihan Sol. It's actually not as bad as she initially reacted. Stays in the fairway, just avoids the charity zone. Genie taking a little bit extra time to plot that swing, is rewarded for it. After her trip to the sand, ends up in her first bogey of the day. And that's going to go. And don't count me out just yet. First birdie of the day, and great to hear that roar once again. That was anything but straightforward. This says everything. It's absolutely immense. She's done her part. She trails ENG by just 1. Her group mate Isomi by 2. Isomi's attempt at a long-range downhill birdie. A little bit casual on the speed. Should, underlined, highlighted with an asterisk, be okay. Takes a cut across. Trying to will birdie into existence. If you say it twice, I think that's enough.
너무 가까이 오지 말아주세요.
발을 살짝
잘 봐요.
She needs 216. She has the 5-wood in hand and trying to join her group mates nicely in the fairway. Oh, maybe not. She's got the juice. She goes right for it. She rolls into the fairway and can just chip and putt for a birdie or hole out for eagle. Saves that par with Mi Jung applying the pressure. And the par 5 is next.
저희 먼저 플레이하겠습니다. 핸드폰 소리 안 나게 부탁드리겠습니다. Mi
Jung in the home stretch now, 4 holes to go. She has an extra bit of power, follows the path of Imjini. Reaches the green, could have used a little bit extra, especially with that tailwind. And that is absolutely scintillating. Isami is next. Follow suit, nicely tucked in behind. And Imjini, that would have been for an eagle. 4 feet, she shares the lead. Just a bit short on the way back from Jian-Sul. Another hole, another par. Her birdie, and up she goes. Her 6th of the day. She has 3 holes to go. And here's another. Year 1, nice bounce back after the bogey 1 hole prior. Is outright 4th at 9 under. So Mi plays the 2nd into the sand trap, and she has some company at the top now. The 2nd, maybe Jung stays right. What a dramatic ending we have in store. Amy Jung sticking around this par 5 could be a big boost. Im Genie, 3 to play, now a co-leader, on pace for the same score as Park Young-Young, unless she can best her, in which case that'd be the same as Kim Chae-hee with a 65 in this final round on Sunday. This might go down as one of the most important shots of the day. 15 has that power. So again, a little bit under hit. Excuse me, obviously Amy Jung. We had the right player. We didn't have the right scorecard. I thought I saw. My eyes weren't deceiving me. Obviously Amy Jung. That's why the approach was so important. Could set up her birdie. Im Jinhee, one or two more from here, and she's going to guarantee herself at least the runner-up position. It's not her best at the tee on 16. Now you see me. That's a great spin to keep it down. Jian Sol 5-iron. Really, really nicely played. And 6 meters for birdie. Wrong line, too much speed. Impossible to say that's it, but certainly makes the quest a lot more difficult.
이 정도 라인은 들어가야 될 것 같아요.
back. 5 feet to the right. It'll be Imjini's par. .1 for Isomi to recapture the lead. Looks left and stays left. Sangsangin takes a chunk out of the remaining distance. She saves her par. Hands off the putter, heads to the next tee. She might leave with a few regrets on the par 5. Just enough for Jihan Sol to roll it in. She's due for at least one of these per round. To 17. Couldn't place it much better than that. EA1 is on pace for her second best round of the weekend. For Sangsangin, she is on pace to match what she did on Friday and what she did yesterday. She stays inside of the top 10. Nice par save.
플레이하겠습니다. 멈춰주세요. 잠시만 멈춰주세요.
She has her par. She stays in the co-lead. Now EA1 for birdie. This would move her level with Imi Jung at 10 under. Nicely done. Back to back now, 16-17, tied for 3-5 birdies, just the one bogey in this final round. Stepping up on Sunday as she's done multiple times the past 2 seasons. Kim Min-byul playing her approach on 18. Just before pin high, give her a really good opportunity to finish at 8 under.
플레이하겠습니다.
Jung with her 5-iron looks very anxious, and that might explain why. She's tried to play aggressive, and the fine margins, unfortunately, she was just on the wrong side of them. have some company in there. Impromptu afternoon at the beach, literally side by side. Iconic and idyllic, this Lakewood Country Club. While we wait for the featured group to reach the bunker, we can look ahead to 18 with the EA1. You just never know. All she can focus is a birdie. She would need Isomi and ENG to both find a bogey and a par. She might still be another shot at a playoff. And on 217, ENG with that 5-wood. Last attempt at a birdie for this tournament. Look at this recovery effort from Yimi Jung. Just a few feet out. And Isomi, that's good news. Three players chasing her. She misses. I'll take it back. Again, sorry, our apologies for the graphics. The black shirt's throwing off our graphics operator. That, of course, is Isomi, who plays a nice up. Stops just in time on 17. Gabin goes out with the 34, comes in with the 35. 3 under in the final round, 8 under for the tournament. An agonizing way to end the tournament. Back-to-back bogeys, disappointing way to finish the day. 71 in the final round. 6 under, tied for 11th.
플레이 하겠습니다. 플레이 하겠습니다.
Keep your slim hopes alive. That is the par for Amy Jung. Sand save made. 3 holes to play, but needs 2.
내리막길 가고 여기서부터 약간 조금 더 끝에서 내리막 있어 끝까지. 플레이하겠습니다.
So much at stake with this putty. Isomi taking every single second to make sure she's got the line. She records it. Might have just been enough to push Amy Jung out, barring some kind of wobble from the top.
플레이하겠습니다.
Imjini has just 2 greens left for birdie and 13 under. On its way, needs to get back left, but the move doesn't start until she was level with the hole. Over the water. One well clear of her group mates, both at 4 under.
안전하게 부탁드릴게요.
Each of the three starting on the front foot on the right side of the fairway. Jiansel trying to go back to back. This looks really promising. She goes to 10 under. There's now 14 pars, 3 birdies on the day. Tied for third now. What a putt. The most fun players to watch. 27 years of age makes her one of the relative elders, considering how young the tour seems to be getting, but she's just an absolute delight. No podium finishes this season. 3 times in the top 10, though, for the 3-time winner. Now EA1 trying to come uphill. Starts its move. Might have just started a bit too early.
파이널 라운드 마지막 코스까지 마친 이혜원 프로, 마다산 프로, 서영정 프로의 여러분 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. With the city of Yeongju looming large in the background. Mi Jung plays her second. Might have just left it a bit too late. Teeing off on the final hole of the 18, but based on how tight it is, she might not be done with this tee shot today. 6 under. Only Kim Chae-hee has done better. She can go level with the birdie here. Nice start to hole 18. This looks like it might have been pulled. Look out. That rattles along the cart path, goes on the other side of the mound. Everybody looks to be okay over there. Right from where it was released, she had the face of that 5-wood closed, and that's a big boost for ENG. Just trying to process it more than anything right now. one. It is a very nice to look at tournament score. 68, 71, 71, 68. Ten under, tied for third. And for the sophomore star, who is topping plenty of charts, including the money and points list. Another good haul for her today. So let's see it again from the reverse angle. Hooked over, everyone's yelling for, trying to duck out of the way. She has quite literally played near mistake-free golf. And yeah, there's her reaction, and everyone starts to shout for. Look out. Here we come over the water on 17. Sol arrives with the thud, and we have located our co-leader's ball. She plants the bag and goes off on a scouting mission. Somehow, she's going to need to get underneath the canopy and get back into this fairway. John goes right at the pin. Just a few meters for a birdie. It would take her to 11 under par. Obviously, the attention is on Isomi, and while the gallery wants to get close to the green, they're also going to have to get out of the way for their own safety. If she can set up a birdie. just be enough to guarantee a playoff. Might just be enough to win the tournament. And she's dazzled again. It would be her 3rd win of the season. 5th in her career. And she's guaranteed at this point her 11th top 10. 4th in the points, 6th in the money, and could get a big boost. There she goes, trying to blast it out. That is something special. There are so many different ways that could have gone wrong. It is almost incomprehensible that she is that close to the green. And it's the shot worthy of a champion. It's always about the next shot in this sport. And her next shot after a big mistake. Absolutely brilliant. Here it is from this angle. Just perfect. Couldn't ask for much better. For her advantage, she plays it. Her caddy applauds right away. Hey, high five me. What a shot. By the time she climbed back up over the knoll, she could see that the work wasn't done, but absolutely commendable.
어차피 완전 붙이기는 힘들어. 그냥 이쪽에서 뻗어도 괜찮아. 왼쪽 아래. 오른쪽을 좀 보긴 좋지.
She lifts it up. Has to stop. Has to stop. A little bit long. It's going to be a potentially make or break putt. William Genie, a birdie and a score that might be untouchable. Yes, she's done it. She has certainly played her part What a day. 65, 7 under. Now all she can do is wait. Nerves of steel for someone who has been through this song and dance a few times. Amy Jung has her birdie. She needs an eagle at the next hole to keep herself into the shot. Her back nines have been exceptional, but just a bit too slow in the first half of the course, and it might just cost her the victory. For Isomi, she misses this, she's probably done, and she has bogeyed. So Imjini is going to win this event unless we have an eagle at the last from Amy Jung or Isomi. Wasn't so much the second shot, of course that was the root cause, but I think she will rue especially her first chip from the fringe.
오빠 있으면 더 찍고 갔다는 거지?
Kim Sun, it's just this putter again, isn't it? The rookie will be rightfully disappointed. She has left more than a few strokes on the course because of the putting. Is a bogey. All she can do is grit her teeth. She bogeyed the penultimate on the front nine, bogeyed the penultimate on the back nine, and now needs an eagle to stay alive. Well, Jeannie has clearly been told by now what has happened on 17. That was her birdie to put her then one clear of Isomi. And it is almost certainly the putt that clinched. Fifth ever win on this tour, ironically. That's the same total as both Imi Jung and Iso Mi and their KLPGA careers. She's out with a big blast. Has to pin it from there. Now, of course, it's fun to assume you can be all the risky and not worry about anything untoward, but for someone trying to get in towards that top 25 after taking a bunch of time off, she would be elated with her first runner-up finish of the year. Both emotions can be felt at the same time, after all. Incredible to see the gallery out in such big numbers. It ended up being a stunning day. 17 degrees just before 4 p.m. local. Just bounces into the rough, is leaving her with a 0.5% chance of the eagle that she needs. Be her third runner-up finish of the year, second in a row as well. Jihan Sol, by the way, she quietly goes fourth. Just misses out on her first podium. It is her fourth top 10 of the season. And is also best results of the campaign. Let's revisit what transpired. Wasn't anything out of the ordinary. Played it to the right side of the fairway. Maybe you could just got a little bit bold. 277 she had left for the next two shots. She hooks it. Closes the club face a little early. Sends that barreling towards the gallery. Skips off the cart path. She glances at her caddy like, what just happened? But has a near perfect escape from that position. Perfectly under the canopy. But this is where it went wrong. Bordering the rough. Carried it a bit too far. Basically ended up side by side with Imi Jung and needed this to avoid a bogey, but she would push it. It's one of the many reasons why golfers from the amateur level to the pro level hate downhill putts. Meanwhile, while all this was going on, Genie was knocking down the 6-footer. 13 under. got her scorecard signed, and she is likely about to go celebrate another victory.
65 쳤어 오늘?
Well, this is the last chance for Imi Jung. And if not for the uphill nature of that part of the green, maybe. But that officially spells the end of her title hopes. Twice this season she's had P3. With the par, she's guaranteed at least that. Next is Kim Min Sun 7, 114 pitching wedge. From the rough. Lands with a thud too close to the flag, and off it goes over the back. With a good recovery. Might just be one shot too late. The announcements of the arrivals at the 18th green.
지난 8월 두산 리그 챔피언십에서 준우승을 차지한 대방건설 소속의 김민선 프로입니다. 마지막으로 올해 대회만 5차례 탑3 안에 드는 등 매년 꾸준한 경기력을 보여주고 있는 대방건설 소속의 이소미 프로입니다.
많이 먹었어요? 창규 내려와. 내려와. 조심해. 다리 봐.
Just into the 4 o'clock hour now. Fitting that this is where the tournament will end. The 4th last of the year before the special WeMix Championship into December.
근데 어제만큼 심한 그런 뒤로는 컵 전까지는 어제만큼.
Sun 7 lifts it up and rolls it closer and closer to about 4 feet for her par.
전반적으로 스타트가 다 왼쪽이라서 왼쪽
Now Amy Jong for one final birdie. 12 under and a triumphant return. In the challenging season, her best results of the campaign. She'll look back on today, she'll look back on yesterday. Could I have just found one more putt? One fewer mistake. The 27-year-old deserves to celebrate an incredible performance. Hasn't finished as the runner-up since 2021. 7 now in her career. She'll go with her 5 wins. The 118th ranked golfer in the world. Isomi. "24 years of age, a 5-time winner. Needs this for back-to-back runner-up finishes, her 3rd of the year and 8th in her career. Just grazes wide. So it's outright 3rd instead, if she can tap that in, and no one will doubt that she will. So we suddenly say it is her 4th third-place finish of the season and 9th of her career. Imjini about to get the victory shower. We will, of course, be with you every step of the way for her interview, the round highlights, the final leaderboard, and the awards presentation. Kim Min-sun 7. It's a 72, her highest round of the week, but the rookie finishes tied for 6th. Lee-Sung-mi with the par. Disappointing end to an otherwise wonderful day, and that officially concludes the inaugural Sangsangin Hangyang TV Open. And yes, now the ceremony can begin. The winner of the Sangsangin Korea Economic Broadcasting Open 2023 is ENG.
잠시 후 방송사의 우승자 인터뷰가 끝나는 대로 시상식을 진행하도록 하겠습니다. 잠시만 기다려주시기 바랍니다.
Her birdie some 15 minutes ago to make number 5 on the career official and number 3 on the season. At every angle, right to left. Huge. What a day. What a week for 68, 72, 70, and today that brilliant 65.
균형 봐서 좌우. 됐어, 그 정도. 형 잡아봐. 바닥 안 긁게 들어서 쭉 들어서 뒤에 쭉 건드려줘. 네, 들어 바짝 쓰세요. 그대로 이쪽으로. 끝선에 맞추세요. 이쪽으로. 좀 맞으세요.
So we'll be able to fast forward slightly, as Genie has already signed her scorecard. She's known for a little bit of time. She was guaranteed at least the playoff after her 65. Rounds of 70 for both Imi Jung and Lee So-mi, second and third respectively. Jihan So with a great 69 today. T4th with EA1, who shot a 68. Che Gabin a 69 as well. Kim Min-sun 7, even par, 72. Park Young with a really nice 66 to finish inside of the top 10 yet again this season. Kim Soo-ji, 68 for her, tied 8 as well. Sung Gaun only a 71 today. Mata So, Man Ji-hyun disappointing 73s. Not disappointing whatsoever was Yu So-yeon too with a 66 in the final round, tied for 21st. Hung Yumin, after a disappointing middle section of the tournament, recovers with a 68 in this final round. And Sung-yi a 74, tied for 24th. Lee Seung-yeon a 69 to finish under par with Kim So-hee and Chung Yoon-ji tied for 27th. Jae Min-gyang under par. Ko Chi-yu with a brilliant 68 takes her closer to even, +2. T39, with Lee Jung-min. And that is how the leaderboard finishes.
안녕하세요. 임진희 프로입니다. 감사합니다. 일단 솔직히는 오늘 이렇게 우승할 수 있을지 잘 몰랐어요. 네. 운도 따랐고 너무 퍼터도 잘 되고 많은 것들이 도움을 줬던 것 같아요. 네. 아무래도 퍼터가 어제까지는 조금 아쉬웠던 부분이 많았는데 오늘은 그런 부분 하나도 없이 잘 됐던 것 같아요. 네. 초반 루키 때보다는 제가 비거리 쪽으로 많이 신경을 써서 중간까지는 비거리 훈련을 많이 했고 작년부터는 퍼터에 대해서 훈련을 많이 해서 비거리도 어느 정도 올라오고 퍼팅감도 좋아져서 좋은 성적이 되는 것 같아요. 사실 오늘 티샷 미스가 몇 번 있었어요. 근데 운 좋게도 라이트를 맞고 들어온 적도 있었고 초반에는 티샷 미스가 많았는데 그거를 세컨샷으로 커버를 잘 해서 그러니까 부담 없이 내가 티샷 미스를 했지만 세컨을 잘 쳤으니 라고 생각을 해서 쳤던 게 오히려 편안한 마음으로 갈 수 있었던 것 같고요. 솔직히 마지막 홀에서는 리더보드를 봤어요. 저기 뒤에 보이더라고요. 그래서 이소미 프로가 17, 18 모두 버디를 칠 수 있다라고 생각을 하고 좀 과감하게 쳤던 것 같네요. 우승 퍼시라기보다 이소미 프로도 워낙 잘 치는 프로니까 버디를 할 것이다 가정하에 이걸 넣어야 연장전을 갈 수 있다라고 생각하고 쳤어요. 네, 맞아요. 제가 한국 나이로, 만으로 바뀌어서 25이니까 더 늦기 전에 한 번쯤 도전을 해보고 싶어요. 가서 통과해야 가는 거지만, 네, 생각은 하고 있어요. 저희 프로님하고, 네, 캐디 삼촌하고, 가족분들. 네, 항상 감사드리고요. 제가 혼자 하는 게 아니라고 생각하고 항상 감사한 마음 잊지 않겠습니다. 감사합니다. 이번 대회로서 솔직히 만족을 해요. 왜냐면 제가 항상 이 시기에 성적이 저조해서 이번 우승으로 그런 걸 깰 수 있었던 것 같아서 너무 그것만으로도 감사하고 나머지도 그냥 제가 할 수 있는 걸 다 해내는 게 목표입니다. 감사합니다. 네.
Well, she's becoming an experienced veteran of those championship interviews. The third time she has been in this position this season, and you cannot say it was anything but thoroughly deserved in this final round. 2 birdies through the first 4 holes. It's a sign of things to come on a day that would see 7 of them and not one single bogey.
나이스!
Pretty remarkable that through 5 holes, she was already sprinting towards the top of the leaderboard. But in order to win this event, she was going to need to continue those birdies and get a bit of luck. Isomi would try and stave off all of the challengers, including Imi Jung, who was the winner after the leader after 3 rounds, rather. She had 8 consecutive pars until this on 9, and she would, thankfully, for her sake, not have another bogey the rest of the way, but just had too much chasing to do. Isomi, on the other hand, started the back 9 extremely well. That approach to just a few feet away. She would birdie it. It would take her to 12 under. ENG, meanwhile, on 11 would have the first of 2 in a row, that on the par 4, and then after a decent tee shot, nothing to write home about. This birdie putt, however, certainly was. With her just 1 back with her 5th birdie in the first 12 holes. That's a pretty good clip. Every other hole is a nice average to be picking strokes up. Imi Jung, meanwhile, kept herself alive with the first birdie of the day on hole number 14. Then we fast forward to 15. 1 back at this point, just a little lofted shot from off the green. That would have been for an eagle. That powerful hitting coming in handy once again. She would go on to birdie that hole, go to 12 under, and then this is where the tournament, you could argue, was lost for Isomi. A hooked second shot on the par 5 as she tried to play aggressive and look for an eagle of her own to create some separation between her, Imi Jung, and and the rest of the field, and that included, of course, Imi Jung. She would recover well, but her 3rd shot, well, it sent her too far above the hole, couldn't recover from there, and she would bogey. Then on 18, co-leader until this brilliant approach shot, skipping it halfway between the pin and the front of the green. The hard work was not done there, as she would have to birdie to put the pressure on the others heading to the 18th tee. She knew it before the ball was there. Her 7th and final birdie of the day, 13 under, would not and could not be caught by Imi Jung or Isomi. So for the 3rd time this season, she'll be crowned a champion, the first time in the history of this event. The awards presentation begins. Let's watch and listen in.
무대 앞으로 나와주시면 고맙겠습니다. 네, 아마추어 1위를 기록한 선수에게는 트로피와 꽃다발이 수여되겠습니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 그 축하의 박수 부탁드립니다. 잠시 기념 촬영
It
이어가겠습니다.
begins with Yang Yun So, who finishes as the top amateur in the field, tied for 57th, 74 in the final round, plus 8.
양윤서 선수에게 다시 한번 큰 박수 부탁드립니다. 정말 수고 많으셨습니다. 자, 그럼 이제 우승자에 대한 시상을 시작하겠습니다. 우승자에게는 우승 자켓, 트로피, 그리고 우승 상금 2억 1,600만 원이 수여되겠습니다. 자, 그럼 우승자를 발표하겠습니다. 상상인 한국경제TV 오픈 2023 우승자는 13 언더파를 기록한 임진희 프로입니다. 여러분 큰 박수로 맞이해 주시면 고맙겠습니다. 네, 임진희 프로가 이제 레드 카펫을 밟고 한 걸음 한 걸음 앞으로 다가오고 있는데요. 한국경제TV 조주현 대표이사님께서 우승 자켓과 꽃 목걸이를, 그리고 상상인 유주현 대표이사님께서 트로피와 상금 수표를 전달하겠습니다. 먼저 조주현 대표이사님께서 우승 자켓을 입혀주시고 꽃 목걸이를 전달하시겠습니다. 네, 축하드립니다. 잠시 기념 촬영 이어가겠습니다. 네, 이어서 유준원 대표이사님께서 트로피와 상금 수표를 전달하시겠습니다. 네, 축하드리고요. 역시 잠시 기념 촬영 이어가겠습니다. 계속해서 상금 수표까지 전해드리겠습니다. 네, 여러분 다시 한번 큰 축하의 박수 부탁드립니다. 네, 다음으로 이성원 대표이사님께서 우승자 부상 전달해 주시겠습니다. 부상은 바디프렌드에서 제공하는 팬텀 로보 안마 의자입니다. 네, 이렇게 해서 오늘 우승자에게
Well, 216 million won, and the honor and prestige of being the inaugural tournament of this fantastic event. Lakewood played a great host, not that we had any doubts that it would, and many good stories. Amy Jung, of course, despite falling short, a week to remember her best of the season. Park Young-gung with a brilliant final round, gets her 10th top 10 finish of this season. And that will lead us to the SK Network Seoul Economics Ladies Classic, where Lee So-mi is the defending champion, just as she is the following week's S-Oil Championship. And she is in some great form to try and go and defend that title. We will head to Pinks for the next competition, south to Jeju with 102 players in the field for 800 million won. Another four-rounder that begins on Thursday. We hope you'll join us then, just as we hope you enjoyed our coverage here this week in Yeongju. For all of us at SBS Golf, I've been Adam Jenkins. Thank you so much for making us a part of your weekend once again, and we promise to see you soon on the KLPGA Tour. So long for now, everyone. Have a great rest of your weekend.